there are many questions in this. One thing is, of course, that we continue to live even without our mind stream continuing. So we continue to live in the sense of the impact of our presence in this world continues. Continues in the mind of those who have directly experienced us, continues in the insects who will make use of our body cells, continues in the plants, continues in all of the chains of cause and effect that we have created. So some want to make big impact on this world, so they wish to continue in their children and grandchildren, or in the views, in their books which they have written, and so you can continue in many ways, and all of this is life. So we leave an imprint, and we want to leave the best possible imprint. We don't want to leave something that harms our children and grandchildren, or our friends and those who have listened to us, have met us. We don't want to leave an impact on our environment that will create trouble. So there's already this caring, and if you take this to heart, you begin to live exactly like a person who believes that me, personally, I'm coming back. But this is also wrong belief. It's wrong to think that I personally come back, because it's not the same me that continues. The mixture of which tendencies will dominate and will create the next rebirth, or the next more stable way of living, that is not like a simple continuation of now. We take this whole story about dying and rebirth much too personal. Yeah, it's not a very personal issue. I'm loosely connected to the one this mind stream might have been in last life and previous lives. Yes, there is a certain learning, there is a certain trust or fears which continue from before, but actually it's a new start also to be born. So we will have to work with some of that which continues into this life, but we don't even know if we are manifesting as a man or woman. We have no idea. We could be the opposite sex from before. It is not at all fixed, actually. And so this is one aspect, not to take it so personal. And this is already correcting a little bit this too dogmatic belief in rebirth. It often sounds like I'm coming back, and this we should correct. There is a new person coming which has some, you can say, some impact from that previous life, but all other previous lives also influence that, and all this interconnectedness, they influence it. And these contemplations on death and dying, which we do so much in Buddhist practice, actually their main purpose is to appreciate life. They're not about making us afraid of death but actually, life might be short. Actually, yes. I don't know if I return from my trip tomorrow. I don't know. So I better be prepared and do the important things first, so I have nothing to regret when death strikes. Yeah, when it's finally time to go. It can be very suddenly, it can be slowly, and illness and so on. So we are well prepared, and we enjoy even more because our life takes so much meaning. So I love to be aware of my own time-bound nature, that this organism will not be able to continue forever, because I take much better decisions now. I don't spend my time with, not so often, I don't spend time so often with useless stuff. Yeah, it's like a little bit less. So, taking the important stuff first, so, and then everything, actually life becomes one day after another where there is nothing to regret. We fall asleep in the evening, and we look back on the day, yeah, I dedicated all of my time, all of my energy, or most of my energy to what is most important. When you have a series of day after day of no regret for the day, you will die one day and look back on a life which is fulfilled. It's a feeling of fulfillment. And of course, then this will also be the best preparation for whatever comes afterwards. We can take it as a surprise journey. We can simply say, if I don't believe in what comes after, let me just be ready for the surprise. So that's connecting so intimately with the way we meditate, because if I don't know what happens at the time when this body stops breathing and the heart stops beating, then surprise, surprise, I don't know what comes. But actually, I don't even know what the next moment brings. So meditation is opening up to the unknown now unfolding all the time. And dying is nothing else but opening up to the unfolding now. Let's see what happens when there are no more bodily functions. And someone who is prepared to that and can relax into that, can open up into that, will have no difficulty with that transition. And even then, if the surprise is, as Buddhists say, it will be that mind continues and there are dreamlike manifestations and open experiences, more narrow, fearful experiences, then in my meditation I've already learned to not grasp, to not fight, to let all of what manifests liberate by itself. So actually that's how the process of dying and continuing connects to the whole teaching of allowing mental events, mental experiences to liberate themselves. And it's the same preparation, whether one believes in it or not. Same practice. And maybe a little point to add, Christians believe in rebirth. I just want to make that really clear. Rebirth in paradise, rebirth in hell, there's a purgatory in between for some. So this has always been part and parcel also of our culture. It's nothing new there. It's just that the Hindu, Buddhist, this Indo-Asian version of describing what comes after is a little bit more differentiated. They offer more options. It's not just these two, but there's a whole range of possibilities. Actually, 6 realms were described in the time before the Buddha appeared. The Buddha didn't change that description. He just said, well, in every realm there are so many facets to that experience, and actually every sentient being lives in his own world. So that world is then the expression of the projections, interpretations, beliefs of this mind stream.